Okay, I realized I should have used my earbuds to do this, but I'm doing a quick little experiment to showcase how scale changes the boldness and softness of the art. I guess it really does change the art style in ways of how it decides to draw the art style. Like if you want more like watercolor soft, no hard lines or barely any like line work, you would want the lowest scale, which is 1. We're going to leave the steps at 28. That just adds like refinement of how many times it refreshes to try to add or like make more sense of what your prompt is. 28 is very safe. Putting like 50 is like completely unneeded. You start to degrade the art. But putting less than 5, you usually only get like you only get like a color, just like one solid color, not even like anything. It looks like acrylic paint where they smear it on a canvas. That's all it looks like. It doesn't even have like a shape to it. So I would not recommend anything less than 5 steps. But anyways, we're gonna go with this prompt. This is my go-to prompt for Genta. But for this one specifically, we're doing a sit-down pose, looking up with a smirk. I did change the image resolution to the large portrait mode, which takes more tokens, but I have a lot of tokens, so that's fine. You could get away with just using the small portrait and save on tokens. Saves like 3 tokens, but I always like having the higher resolution. So we're gonna do highest resolution, which is that one. Perfect. All right, so we're doing this one on a 1.1. I don't know why it won't let me just do 1.0. Will it let me do that? No, it just goes to 1.1, so I guess that's its capacity. So let's see what the prompt we get. What art do we get? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I should also explain that every time you refresh the prompt, you are not, the image like I just got, it's not going to use that image as a base from then on. Basically, when you keep hitting the generate button, it's going to generate a completely new image every single time. So the style can change, the pose can slightly differ, the expression can differ, the lighting can differ, unless you specified all those things. If you want to keep what you got, but like get giant different scales, you would hit the middle button that has like 27 tokens to use. It would give you 3 very different scales, but basing it off of that image. So this one would have actually I can do that. Outside of that, if you just want to keep this as a base without getting 3 different, like vastly different scale variations of art style. So like if I did the 3 variations, its outcome would not look this muddied. It would not look this muddied at all. It would start to refine it. But you can use enhance. I will say I have not really seen the need to do the enhance. To me it's like a waste of points. It takes so many tokens. Like changing the magnitude and then the upscale, I'm not completely really aware of what that does. But my recommendation is that if you just want to keep getting, I can't even get rid of it now. If you want to keep getting different variations and tweaking it from there, that's usually best creatively wise. So we're going to add 10 as the scale now. We're going to generate it again. It's not going to have that image. I'll save it, actually. I should save it. It's not going to have this image as the base because there is no base. We're just freshly generating every time. So here's a fresh generation on a scale of 10. I'm also using the fold diffusion, the anime diffusion. Okay, I was hoping the enhance would go away, so let's see the different. Oh, hello. See how everything's so much cleaner? Like this has cell shading, I would say. It's very clean. It's bold, it's clean, it still has like shading to it. It's really nice. But what you'll notice as we up the scale to 20, this is going to become more like blocky. How do I describe it? It gives me like panty and stocking vibes, where everything is like sharp, thick lines, or like Madoka Magica, except even Madoka Magica still has shading. This will be like just thick lines. Here we go. Let's see what this generation will be. Aha, here we go. Like I said, it looks more like pop art. Everything is more bold, is how I described the scale number system. The smaller the number, the softer the art. The more the number, the higher the number, the more bold the art will be. It'll be a little bit more simplistic every time. And it'll lose like details. So like the sweet spots, usually I would say you can get pretty interesting things at 5, but 5 is usually the limit. I would say 8, lower 8 and 7 is like really nice, and 9. And then anything more than like 13 or 14 is kind of pushing it into like, I don't know, if you like this, you like this. So let's see, let's keep pushing it on the 10 scale. We're gonna go to, should I do 25? No, let's go to 30. Let's do 30. Let's see what a 30 looks like. It's gonna get even more bolder. I'm trying to get that blocky look. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the art's not bad, but it's not my style. I was really hoping it would get really blocky. So we're gonna keep pushing this. I wanna see it get the kind of blocky that I've seen. I think I've typed 50 before, so we'll do 40. All the same steps, all the same prompt. We're not enhancing it. This thing won't go away. I messed up. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. We're getting into, what is this? Abstract world. It's becoming so abstract. It's sticking so specifically. Oh, this was the other thing with scale. Scale will stick so specifically to what you gave it prompt-wise that it'll begin to eat itself alive if you start saying it needs to stick to the prompt and only the prompt. So as we get to 50, it's going to only look at the colors, the expression, and the pose. So we still have sitting, we still have smirking, but we're kind of losing the colors. Like her dark skin isn't dark. It's just really all over the place. She has one yellow eye. Her cat ears are more elf ears now, and it's a nightmare. Okay, so we're gonna get it to 50, and then it's gonna deteriorate completely. And remember, just because I'm changing the scale and I'm generating a fresh thing, it's not using this as an image base. It's doing a fresh regen every time. All we're changing is the scale, and that's the only thing. Well, the image changes and the scale, it changed with the image. It's not using the image as a base. Oh, it looked like it got, okay, we are in insanity now. So yeah, as you can see, Honey Spot is usually in the 20s to like the 5s. Anything less than that becomes abstract art that is not comprehensible. So there's a cute little example for you. Why can't this go away? Oh, there you go. It went away. It got rid of my prompts too. Wonderful. I used to refresh every time because I thought that the prompt, like the image that would pop up, even though all these prompts are typed and I would adjust like little bits of it, I was thinking that it was still building on the image it regenerated last. It does not do that. To do that, you would have to click the middle icon where it makes you spend like 27 or like 20 tokens all in one go. I call them tokens. I know they're called anals. I don't even know. I don't like it. I call them tokens, or like jewels or gems, fragments. I'm not calling them anlas. Nobody gonna call you that. But yeah, there's a cute little tutorial for you. I can, I'm very curious. I want to see steps. I failed to get the steps to cooperate with me. We're going to change this to 10. Might as well make this the same video because why not? So let's do, I've had a bad experience just putting 5. So with this, steps is building on an image. So every image starts with barely comprehensible, like anything. Like I said, if you put just a 1, you're gonna get like a color swipe. Nothing. It's just like a color swipe. Maybe I should just show you what I mean. This is what happens when we'll put this. Okay, it defaults usually to 11. So I'm gonna leave it on 11 for scale, which means it's gonna have an equal, well, let's actually put it back to 10. 10. This will kind of give it an even level of equalness to be free-formed and soft, but also bold and detailed. Steps is only going to be like one reiteration, not reiteration. Think of it like frosting a cake. You need to do many layers to make like many pretty designs. So just one step is not going to be very good. I'm going to do a quick upload to get my tags back. This one. So I can import my settings here. I don't see the point of importing the seed if it's just a weird generation thing. And every time you why is it cheap? Oh yeah, so when it's a smaller amount of steps and the scale is also smaller sometimes, but mainly the steps, it costs less or more. So on one step I'd only have to spend 2, even though the resolution is at its highest, which the resolution of the image also upscales things. They do have a custom option. I have not been able to get the custom one to work because I think I like my canvases way too big that it can't comprehend. I've not used this on anything other than like my iPad and my iPhone. So there's that. So let's generate this. This is only one. Yeah, see this, oh god, it looks like a nightmare fuel. What the fuck is this? I hate that. So that's just one iteration. I'm curious. Okay, no, let's stay on this tangent and then I'll go back to what does enhancing an image look like. So that was one step. We're gonna bump it up to 5 steps. Now remember, just because we changed the number doesn't mean this is like the base image. It's still going to be a freshly made image. So here we go. Oh wow, it's a thing. It's a thing with parts of it that are a nightmare, but it's slowly, like gradually making more sense. It's building on it. So that was with 5. That still only cost 2. So we're going to add it to 10. The scale is staying the same. So 10, now it costs 3. Always a fresh new image every time, same prompt. And there we go. You can get away with only using 10 iterations, but it gives it less refine. How do I explain this? It's like an oil painting. The more layers gives more depth, and more depth gives it more detail and texture. And that can really make and break art depending on what you're going for. My prompts don't have any style factors or medium. They're called mediums on here. That's a whole nother thing. I'm still learning. I read the guidebook and I need to learn it 3 ways. I have to read it, I have to implement it, and I have to trial by fire till I personally understand it. But this is a pretty good... It's clearly a little bit odd, but it's quite refined. So we'll save that. And we'll change the increment by 5 again. That bumps it up to 4. So I guess you can really save. I'm also using the more expensive resolution. So this would be, if we did small portrait, this would be 2. So if you were like a penny pincher, which really you get 10,000 tokens or annals, Anlaz, I don't know how you would say it. You get 10,000 of them if you wanted to do the math to like not have to spend more than $10 every time. Frankly, it's worth the $10. Don't be worried about it. It goes a lot longer of a distance unless you keep hitting that middle button. Oh, that's getting cute. Now, I have not made any preferences of her outfit, so her outfit is always going to continuously change. I have noticed that it does struggle with twin tails. It's really hard to describe two side ponytails, but they're twin tails. I'm not really good at hairstyles, and it's hard to understand if the AI understands super specific hairstyles, which I think at this point it knows a lot of hairstyles. I just don't know the terminology myself to get super specific. Like I do just generalize like ponytail, braid on the left, braid on the right, long hair, short hair, wavy hair. I like to do those as individual tags, like we have purple hair, wavy hair, short hair, or I could be like purple, wavy, short hair. I found that being specific like this with 3 tags instead of 1 is often better, and that's what they also recommended. But you do have like a tag limit, so it becomes like it becomes like a give and take. You're gonna lose something. It's not always gonna be perfect. That's why, this is AI. Support artists. If you want something specific and you know that the person will do it right and do it their way, and just artists know what they're doing. AIs are just spitting in the distance and being like, you like that? Did you like that? That's art. That's art. And I'm like, okay, AI, you're kind of dumb. All right, so this is 20. Oh, I like this outfit. It's starting to understand the twin tails thing, but I think it's taking the prompt of short twin tails and making them short twin tails. They're not supposed to be short twin tails. It's supposed to be hair is short. Because I also got that problem where the twin tails end up being super fucking long. And they're not wavy. It's like, to fix that, you would do this, which adds like more emphasis on this specific prompt. Like, it always messes up the glasses. I've kind of gave up on the glasses, to be honest. Okay, well, I can't. Oh no, I messed up my thing. Well, basically that is going to add 2 points of emphasis. Like is it going to be 0.02 or 0.2 emphasis? It's highlighting that you want that to be better, more like, hey, this is important, make sure you focus on this. So let's see. I love it. See, this is more my style. I like when steps get to like 25. I think the default is 28. 30 is starting to get a little bit too extreme. See, it really got the wavy better. That's really nice. It struggles every time with the green glasses. Every time. I've tried putting the green glasses in these parentheses things, but it refuses. It's just by pure luck that it's like, oh, the glasses are green. And then the glasses always look like forced on. So that's still something that is like hard for me to figure out. So let's do 30. Fresh image. I messed up the prompt thing, but it's just adding emphasis on the wave. Oh, that's really nice. The glasses look a bit better too. The hair is more my style. I like. The skin color is being more specific. So let's do 35. We're going to climb this tree. So it gets more and more expensive with the more steps you do. All right, and I would say 35 is when you start beginning to lose momentum, pretty much. Yeah, the glasses ain't right. It's a bit wonky. Let's get to 50 just for sanity's sake, so we have like a good representation. Now we're at 9. I'm spending so many of these just for like this video. I'm a penny pincher. Oh, That's interesting, because sometimes you will get an iteration that just sneaks in and is very impressive. Granted, we are losing specifics. She is sitting down, she is smirking, and she is looking up was the prompt. Everything else, like her ears is usually hit and miss. Her glasses, honestly, it's just never been able to get the glasses on a good go, so don't worry about that. Well, I guess worry about that. I would recommend, if you have glasses or have a glasses character, just say black framed glasses or black circle glasses or black whatever glasses, just so it knows not to change the color to something stupid. Even if your character has like green glasses like mine does, it just, you gotta work with it. You can't work without it, you gotta work with it. Ooh, this costs 10 for 45. All right. Oh, interesting. It's adding more detail. It's a little bit more warped. I don't hate it. It's just starting to feel like unnecessary. Its interpretation feels smarter and more refined. Like they're really adding emotion and depth to her eyes. Hey, oh my god, they're green glasses. Good girl. Nice. The last prompts are still consistent. All right, this will be 50, and then we're not doing this anymore. Any more than 50 is just wrong. So this is 11. All right, what do you got? What's your last one? Yep, 50 is usually the cap out where things get fucking weird. We have 2 heads and a body that just yeah. So there you go. You can do 50 as like a step, and you could get a good image at some point, but it's more likely to mess up at that point. You're going to have more bad eggs than good eggs. So lesson is, middle number is usually the sweet spot. If you want something specific, you're going to have to learn about mediums, and get specific with art styles. Like you can say 90s art style, or water painting, or inked, thicker inked, and there's just a lot more I can explain, but for now, that's that example on steps and scales and what differences those make. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I'm probably gonna have to edit this. This is gonna sound horrible. If you're wondering what's that sound in the background, that is my mom's oxygen tank thing. It's not a tank, it's a machine. So yeah, that's what's making the psh, psh sounds.